What's up YouTube? Awesome New Gear here, and today we're here with a July 14th deck profile on Raccoons. Baby Raccoon. Everyone's favorite deck, right? No, I do think people, there's pretty much no one who dislikes this deck. It's really fun, it looks awesome, it looks really cool, the artwork on these cards, and I've been wanting to do a deck profile on this deck for a long time, and in the beginning of a format right now I think this is the perfect time to do so. It's a short format, not really a lot of competitive events anymore. I believe you have the World Championship, but I don't think most of my subscribers are qualified for that. So just a bit of a more of a fun deck. Fun deck between annotations, because this is actually a really good deck. It's just not one of the better, let's say 8 to 10. But there has never been a format in which a fun deck hasn't topped a regional or something. And Raccoons won't be one of those decks. This actually has topped a couple of regionals last format. So yeah, it can be a really good deck. So without further ado, let's get into the profile. Of course, you have your standard triple Ponpoko. This is the guy who normal summons to set a level 2 or lower beast from your deck. One of the strong openings plays this deck has. This deck pretty much never bricks, I noticed, at least not with an opening play, because you have so much good, or at least decent openings plays with the deck. And it's just really consistent. Ponpoko, one of them, and of course most of the time he's going to special out 10-10. And this is also just a great set for your first turn. Just set to 10-10, and when it's attacked it gets flipped face up, and you get the special summon once again a level 2 or lower beast, or level 2 beast type monster. So yeah, it's just this deck synergizes really well. What you're going to special summon out with 10-10 most of the time is going to be, now I have to see if I can pronounce this, Kalantosa, I think that's just how I pronounce it. This is the guy, when it's special summoned, it gets to pop a card on the field. Really good. You don't really want to play him at 3, because you don't want to actually open with him. You want to open with Ponpoko or 10-10 and special summon him out. With one of those, or with a B in school if the need is there. So that's the, I think, pretty standard 8 lineup for the Baby Raccoons. He's not actually Baby Raccoon, but he synergizes just extremely well, so let's consider him a Baby Raccoon, as much as Wolfbark is a Firefist. Then we have the Fabled Cerberus, level 2 beast again. This is actually a tuner, which is really good. I play him over Elephant, I believe. Yeah, it's Elephant or Elephant, but I think Elephant. Also a level 2 tuner. But Elephant has like 500 attack. This actually has 1,000 attack, which and it's gonna sound kind of crazy. It actually isn't that bad in the Raccoon build. So and you can make a Fabled Unicorn with this as well, which is good additional extra deck card for this deck. So I run Cerberus, one of him over Elephant. Then the one Wind Up Kitten, absolutely insane in this deck. Being able to special summon him out and just bounce one of your opponent's cards, so good. Wind Up Kitten has never been so good before. Not in Wind Up, not in nothing. Raccoons. Tree Otter to get your guys up a lot. Some cool things you can actually do is be in school into him, raise one of your, or even his attack if you want to. Raise the attack with 1,000, he becomes 2,200, then you can make your Zendaya, and with the other two. And Zendaya specials another token, which now is 2,200 as well, if your opponent doesn't have anything that's even stronger. So yeah, it's the Tree Otter, really good card for this deck as well. A lot of one-off beasts, because it just synergizes so well. Raikou, again, it's a decent opening play. The milling isn't actually that great, But he is good to special summon out with Pampoko, because he special summons in a face on defense position. And he makes some of your spell cards live as well. If you were to mill one of your monsters, because you do play a lot of monsters, at least I do. I'm going to spoil it right now. This guy. I'll show him later on this guy again. So 1 Raccoon. Then the 1 Key Mouse, mostly because he's a level 1 tuner, which makes for some really easy beast play. Naturi Beast, and of course Naturi Beast is still a card. A lot of decks do not like to deal with. Sylvan really hate to go up against a Naturi Beast. So Key Mouse, really good. It kind of stinks to draw him, but even then you can make it work. Then what I play is triple Junk Synchron. I actually like this card. It's a really good top deck in the later games. Really strong mates. Makes Frozen Fits or Flitz guard, whatever. Which is a good card. 2500 is nothing to laugh at. It's a level 3 tuner, makes for some Leo plays as well. I really like Junk Synchron for this deck. I know not everyone plays it, but I think for the July 14th, Junk Synchron is going to be the playstyle Raccoons need to take to be more competitive. Then I play 1 Super Nimble Mega Monster or Hamster, Super Nimble Mega Hamster. He actually has quite a big ass, and of course when he gets destroyed you get to special summon out your Tensan or Raikou, whatever you need. Just one more extra good openings play. I just like the consistency with him at 1. Then I actually play some big guys. I played a Green Baboon, Defender of the Forest. When a beast type monster gets destroyed and sent to the graveyard, doesn't have to be by battle, can be by any way. You can special summon him by paying 1000 life from either a grave or your hand. He's 2600. Really good, level 7, so you can actually go into Leo with him, or with Green Baboon and Junk Synchron. If you have an on-field Junk Synchron, you can Leo. And it's just, I feel it's a solid one-off in the Raccoon deck. Gives you a bit more power. And then the absolute powerhouse, I main deck an Obelisk of the Tormentor. Opening Obedience School with Obelisk against Hat artifacts, Hand Strap Tricks, or even Fat Fire Fist artifact Strap Trick. This guy single-handedly wins you the game. They have so little outs to Obelisk the Tormentor, and this guy is so good, so big. It's actually a problem for a lot of decks, by the way, but especially artifact. So yeah, I really like to run the 1 Obelisk in the main deck. Then I play 2 hand traps, 2 Zac Feeler, because yeah, so some things just need to be stopped, because you can get overpowered because of the power creep with some of the other decks in the format, and then you just need a feeler to stop it. Of failure, whatever, effect failure. That's it for the monsters. I believe that's 21. Then I play, or yeah, I think it's 21. Then for the spells, of course, triple Obedience School. This card is absolutely ridiculous. You just play this and you special summon 3 level 2 monsters. Yeah, there's nothing to defend this card. I guess it can be dead in the late game if you already saw a lot of monsters, but come on. 3 Obedience School. Then the triple Azerok Sunrise. This is the card from Dragons of Legends. This basically is a monster reborn for a beast, which is really good. Makes for some synchro plays, makes for some bigger synchro plays, for some Xyz plays. There's no reason not to play Monster Reborn, right? So triple Monster Reborn. And then triple Upstart to round up the spells just for consistency. To get to those good openings plays, to get to Obedience School, to get to Azerok. Just I feel this deck needs it, and the damage, like I said, you're going to be attacking with like 1000 or something quite often, but it's actually not difficult in this deck to do any damage. So the 3000 you can theoretically give your opponent with the upstarts. It's really not a big deal. That's it for the spells. For the traps we have 1 Powerful Rebirth. Not a monster reborn, however, this special summons in face down defense position by paying 2,000 life points. Really good to just special summon 10-10 back and face down defense position to get the ball rolling again if your opponent was able to stop your first course of action. Burst Rebirth, good card for the Raccoon deck. Then I play 2 Waboku. I absolutely love Waboku in the Raccoon deck. Mimikko, set your 10-10, and if your opponent attacks it and is going to be able to destroy it, which is probably going to happen since this guy has 800 defense, which isn't that much, you can just Waboku, this guy still gets flipped, you get your special summon and you can go into a rank 2 or a level 4 synchro, at least, because you might even have another normal summon in your second turn. So Waboku, pretty much the best card in this deck, at least the best trap. Then we have Triple Phoenix Chain, really good for the effect negation of course, but also this card mostly for stopping the attacks, so you can get a 10-10 flip summon off. So Triple Phoenix, and then just the 4 staple guys, Torrential, Bottomless, Warning and Compulse. That's to round up the trap counts. 40 card deck, of course, and then for the extra, Triple Zendaya. So easy to make, sorry, wasn't in the field I guess. So easy to make, a really good card. Helps you grind out a bit, because as long as you control some of these monsters, he cannot be destroyed. Another guy that's hard to destroy, Gachi Gachi. Then a card who helps you with your OTK pushes, Daigusta Phoenix. Really good card for this deck again as well. Downward Magician to put over any of those other rank 2s, or not other rank 2 because that isn't actually a rank 2, but if they lose Exceed materials, you can just put Downward over them, or even if you just want to be sick. Then for the synchros, we have the Leo I was talking about, Goyo Guardian, of course, because it's legal, you can play it, you can actually make it relatively easily with just an obedience cool, especially to have 2 beasts and then one of your like Sir Burrow level 2 tuner. You can actually make Goyo. 2800 is a really big body, something this deck kinda lacked, aside from Oldest Tormentor. So Goyo Guardian, absolutely amazing for this deck. Really cool, that's back at 1. Then the Barkion, because people hate Maturias and people hate Trap and Spell Negation, so of course we're going to play Beast as well. These 2 guys, they're going to make some people salty, a lot, which is funny, in my opinion. Then the Frozen and what? Fitzgerald. Really? Yeah, Fitzgerald. Frozen Fitzgerald. 2500. Also kind of a big body, which is really handy. Top decking a Junk Synchron most of the time is going to give you this, which is a pretty good play in my opinion if you're going to be able to top deck a Junk Synchron and just get into a Fitzgerald, which can be quite difficult to get rid of, because if you don't control any other monsters you can just keep special summoning back when it's destroyed by battle. And of course its effect not being able, when it's attacked, your opponent can actually activate any traps or spells, so really good as well. Same effect as Armades has, only Armades says you can activate any card effects in general, which is a little bit better if your opponent were to be playing the hands, because with Armades you can just ram into the hand and the hands can activate their effects, which is really good. So the Armades, then the Thunder Unicorn. This actually isn't the Fable one. This is the Fabled Unicorn, they're both unicorns, but this is the one I was talking about. This is the one you can actually make with Sir Burrow. And then the last card is 1 Army Arm. I don't play Ballman because I didn't actually have the room in the extra deck, and I feel like Army Arm is the superior level 4 synchro. Once again, really easy to make, and then you can just equip it to Sandayu, for example, or any other synchro you're going to make. Really good plays, dealing some quick damage really easily. So that is my Raccoon deck. In the comment section down below, let me know what you think of Raccoons. I'm pretty sure everybody likes these cards. And it's just it's a really cheap deck, so if someone wants to pick this up, you should. It's really cheap. The extra deck is actually pretty cheap as well. It's not the most expensive extra deck you're going to need for any budget deck. Yeah, it's a fun deck to play. It's actually quite good. Don't think this deck sucks because they all have like 800 and 200 attack or something, and 800 defense. It really isn't a problem. You'll notice that when you're actually going to play this deck. Yeah, in my opinion, there's no reason not to pick up this deck. Just even just if you want to play some fun duels. So yeah, that's Awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! For this video. I'm going to try to get some dueling videos or matches as well pretty soon, but that proves to be a bit difficult to get some people together to actually record some matches. But I'll really try to get those for the... and it's kind of handy with the new drawing rule as well, so you can see how that actually affects the game. If you start, you can only draw 5 cards. With the field spells, both players can now control a field spell, etc. So I think that would be nice to have some matches, and like I said, I'm going to try to get those. But for now, Awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Signing out, and I'll see you guys with the next video. Bye!